Save your current place and time, of course. And we continue on maybe the final episode of Ghost Trick. Chapter 17, I believe, is the final chapter of the game. And of course, dawn is coming. So we only have a little bit of time, in theory, to begin discovering the truth. The abandoned submarine continues to sink, slowly but surely. A long, long journey to the bottom of the sea. Lynn and the little lady found the darkness and salt water closing in on them. But at the very last second, something saved them. Now it looks down at them quietly. My head is filled with one giant question. What in the world is this thing? Are we here? It's Ray, bro. It looks like Ray as well. It's got the... Okay, well now it looks like, manipulator. So you managed to survive, detective? Excuse my appearance. I seem to have lost my body. Oh, and you there. You're the ghost who's been saving Lynn all evening, aren't you? You knew about me all along? Of course. What else would explain all those unnatural things happening? If you knew, how come you didn't do anything about it all this time? And how come you decided to save us all of a sudden? Important questions. I thought you wanted to get revenge on us. I don't really know. Please, you gotta tell me. I need to know. Who am I? Who in the world are you? Sissel, look at you. What happened? I can't hold on to that image of myself any longer. You can't remember who you are. That's right. I came all this way tonight trying to chase down my lost memory. For quite a bit of tonight I thought I was you, Sissel. Sissel? My name isn't Sissel. I bet you'll remember really soon who you are and who I am too. What? The man in front of me is not me. I'm even further away from the truth, or maybe not. Something is stirring in my mind, a memory about to emerge. Do I know this man? Now that I've shed my image of myself, I feel like I'm one step closer to the truth. My jerking hand be like, etc. Remember memes like that with Rage? It's an endless meme too, to be honest. They got us good. It's all over for this submarine. Its engine room is destroyed. There's a hole in the hull and stinking as we speak. What are you doing here? I thought you had a deal with those people. They betrayed me. I was a fool to trust them. They already have what they wanted now. The Tamsic fragment. I didn't know they had it all figured out. You mean they figured out the source of your powers? Yeah. That meteorite radiation has two effects on living creatures. It gives power and time. If you don't mind, we'd like to hear more. Lore! Thank you, Lore. These 10 years, I've been watching that junkyard superintendent do his research, and I think I've kind of got some of it figured out. The meteorite radiation gives spirits special powers, like possessing and manipulating objects, and in my case, swapping objects. I've given the dog a voice temporarily. Exactly. Apparently, there are individual differences in the powers we get. And it seems these powers change as time goes by. They do. Yeah, my powers have changed over these past 10 years. At first, I could only manipulate small living creatures. Now then, how do you suppose we got these powers? It's simple. It is? How then? In a nutshell, we died while exposed to the energy emitted by the meteorite. It's radiation. Now my accent is completely pivoted. I don't think it's very... I don't know what I'm doing anymore. That's what does it? Dying while being exposed to the radiation. On that day, 10 years ago. Obey your mother. I don't know. I'm trying to channel something. I don't even ever watch enough things to know what to say. A fragment of that meteorite pierced my heart and I died. So of course I received special powers. Hey, wait a minute, is that how I got my powers too? You know, you might be right. Run over next to the stone zone. Aren't the Tempsic remnants still right there in that park at the bottom of the crater? You're right. So that must mean I must have died in the presence of the meteorite's radiation too. Time effect. Another effect of the meteorite's radiation has on us as it gives us time. Again, I think this time effect is centered around the theme of death, but it's not all that clear. So the fact that I can return it for minutes before a person's death is another effect of that meteorite. One of the characteristics of that meteorite is its ability to replay the moment of death. Replay the moment of death. This is all so strange and confusing. I can't take it in. Makes about as sense to me as anything else. Yeah, strange and confusing. That just about sums up the object that pierced my body that day. Thanks to that meteorite fragment, my very existence is a contradiction. Let's start with revenge first. Before I left this country, I wanted to do one thing. I wanted to get revenge on the people who stole our lives. Our lives? It's part of the deal. I made those guys promise to cooperate. Cooperate? You mean the kidnapping? It all went fine. I manipulated the justice minister and made him issue the execution order. But I thought he might call out the executioner at the last second. So that's why you wanted his daughter kidnapped. But they kidnapped the wrong girl. Little did I know, they had their own reasons for cooperating with me. Huh? Their objective was to wipe out everybody who had to do with Tempsic. Detective Zhao was one such person, so they were happy to cooperate. Inspector Cabanelli and that junkyard super. They were slated to be wiped out too. And now it's almost Terry Crews. I'm realizing. I pity the fool Mr. T or Terry Crews. Is that the same person? I'm not American. And as it turns out, I was one of their targets as well. So they stole my Tempsic fragment, and here I am. But they had one more final target. You, detective. Me? Let's get this one done. That day, when the fragment pierced my heart, I lost my life. However, because it remained inside of me, that fragment continued to constantly regenerate my body. In other words, my body was continuously cycling between the moments that separated my life and death. What? My body's vital function stopped 10 years ago, but my body's time is perpetually stopped at the moment just before death. Time just stopped, huh? So I just simply existed, not really alive, not really dead. That pretty much sums up these last 10 years for me, ever since that incident at the park. My body hasn't aged a day, my hair hasn't grown an inch. Come to think of it, that old pigeon guy mentioned something. He said he couldn't cut this guy's body with a scalpel. So I guess as soon as an incision was made, his body would be regenerated. Wow. Science. If you weren't there in the park that day 10 years ago, I never would have thought of doing something as stupid as taking a hostage. Okay, but I was just a little kid playing in the park. Yeah, I know. Sympathetic villain. 10 years later, and you'd become a detective. Is this like a time paradox? He had to do this to... Hold on a second. And you'd become a detective looking into Jad's case. Tonight, I invited you to a quiet spot on the edge of town. It was a trap, you see. So who the fuck are we? Told you who I was? You never saw my face that day 10 years ago, so of course you didn't recognize me. I like to imagine that because she's not American, she's accent blind. I can't tell the difference between the different voices I've given Sissel and the Manipulator. I took possession of you to make you shoot me. Your subconscious resisted such incredible power. It was the first time I wasn't able to control somebody completely. The aim was off, but the first shot missed the mark. The junkyard was equipped with security cameras. I knew you'd be wanted for murder. That was my plan anyway. But they had other ideas. They simply wanted you wiped out. But then, someone threw a big monkey wrench into their scheme. Me. I shut up. I was supposed to meet up with them after that. But then, something went wrong. What happened? My body disappeared. The inspector and White was responsible for that one. My precious bargaining chip was inside that body. I had to get it back no matter what. That inspector caused me no end of trouble. But why were those people targeting me? I never even heard of the Temsik meteorite. Because you were looking into the Giant case. They thought you would find out about Temsik's funeral later. And that's pretty much the whole story. The only thing left to do now is to wait for water pressure to crush their submarine. Oh no. There are no coals that link from here to the water surface. I have an idea. We hook up the phone line. And there are no communication cables down this deep. They meant for this submarine to be my coffin. A coffin for the dead. There's no escape. I think I kind of understand now what you've been feeling these 10 years. You what? This feeling, cut off from the world, all alone in a submarine, sinking slowly toward the bottom of an endless sea. This must be how you felt all along. But can we talk about the initial circumstances that led to him going on the run? I forgot. Did the game go through this? I feel like they did it, and I was like... Anyway. Good morning. Lynn. Camila. Is it true? We're stuck here? What? Oh, Come on, awaken. If my dad were here, I bet he'd save us. Oh, Camila, I'm so sorry. That's funny. What is it, Sissel? There's something I don't understand. Why would they go to all the trouble of detaching the control room? What? Why didn't they just steal a Temsik fragment and escape if that's what they wanted? Why did they have to jettison your body off into the sea? That's a good question. But I guess it doesn't matter why now. We'll never find it again. We have no idea where it was launched to. Wait a minute. Yes, we do. This will tell us where Detective Jowd is. That person from the Inspector and White. That's right. Detective Jowd told me to hold on to it for him. And the bullet is still in this person's body in the command room, right? Then we should be able to tell exactly where it is with this. But even if we do find out where it is, how do we get there? We should be able to figure something out between the three of us with our powers, right, Miss Lynn? Right. And oh, wait a minute. What about a torpedo? A torpedo? In any case, it's way too early to give up. It knows that Detective Jowd is our last home. Come on, let's get started. What the fuck do we do, though? Okay, what do we do now? We go find the command room that was launched somewhere from the sea. According to Lynn, the key to our planet torpedo kind of a missile. Where do we see another missed torpedo? Peaceful, huh? Let's operate this thing. I think we'll go to the torpedo room, huh? There might be another torpedo left there. I'll go check it out. I don't know about RAM. Up is safer. Thought she was floating for a second. It looks like the torpedoes can be launched manually with these switches. There are two tubes, so there should be one more left. I guess the first thing we have to do is load it into the tube. Swapsies. I'll enter the coordinates of the command room into the torpedo. Blah, 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 blah. And then just turn on the backup power. We ought to be able to use the switches now. Okay, let's try it. Good luck. I think that's up to us and our powers. Will you lend me your strength missile? But what do we do about this whole situation? We can't do shit, can we? Switches won't budge. Here we go. We swap it into a functional switch. And then we lower it. There we go. That's where it looks serviceable. Also on this end too, but something's odd. What is? The command room looks like it's slowly sinking. Sinking? Yeah, like it's completely run out of power. I wonder what happened. I don't know, but I guess I'll find out. Right, okay, hop into the missile. I'll launch it for you. Okay, thanks. In we go. I will reset the torpedo's course and I'll head towards the command room with Detective Chowders. 12 seconds after launching, it'll pass by the command room for an instant. That instant will be your window of opportunity to jump over to the command room. Okay, got it. And then we'll find our way to come back and save you. That'll probably be my last task. Last task tonight. Just hold on till we get back. Crankus? Okay, come on, missile. That's why there's two spots. The game was like, we can't make it break. I can't go. I mean, I guess. So, we're going to play a game of reasoning and logic with the dog, so we'll do whatever happens, I guess. You staying here won't change our fate, but if you go with Sissel, you might be able to make something happen, and that's our only hope. But what if that something doesn't happen? I'll never be able to see you again. Never ever again. Even I can understand that. I couldn't stand that. I'm just making up voices now. Don't worry, Missile. It's Camilla. I just know you and Sissy can make something happen. I believe in you. I'll be right here waiting for you. We'll see each other then, don't worry. Well, the dog is still dead, to be clear. How convenient. Torpedo has 2 cores. Très bien. Now, are you ready? Remember, it's 12 seconds after I throw the switch. Ready. Crank it. Sissel? Yes. We never found out who you really were. But that doesn't matter now. All I know is I'm truly glad I met you tonight. Thank you for everything. And I'm glad I met you, Detective. But we're going to see each other again. Right, Sissy? Right, Missile? That's right. We promise, little lady. Of course we will. I'll never forget you, no matter what happens. Here goes, then. Good luck, friend. Friend zoned right before you die. I guess there was nothing in it after all. Nah, I'm just messing with you. Is it Will the torpedo launch you vertically like this? You know what? I'm not gonna question the logic of it. This is not the kind of game in which logic is supposed to be questioning. These 12 seconds are lasting an eternity. Oh god, I clicked. I strive to something or other. Wait, I tried to think of a way to save Linda a little lady the whole time. I saw it on my replay. But how can a ray of light, of hope, reach this far down? Where's Ray? Before I could think of an answer, the 12 seconds are up. I thought they were gonna make me QTE it, man. If this was more ambitious, I'm sure they would QTE it. Hey, there's some deaths to handle here. Detective Jowd! But the big boss man did this, I'm going to bite him. You better not, you might break your teeth. The command room has lost power and is sinking, so I wonder what this masked man is going to do. Let's talk to Detective Jowd. Hello, fella. Sorry for the wait, Detective Jowd. Who are you? Are you Cecil? Please excuse my appearance. I can't believe you made it here. How's Camila? And what about Lynn? Well, it's kind of a long story. I told the long story. Yep. So the submarine is badly damaged. Why would he do that to his own submarine? I wish I knew. I know the answer to that one. It's because he's afraid of my powers. You followed us? I didn't even notice. It's been 10 long years, Detective Jowd. Adieu. Yomiel. Who the fuck is Yomiel? So you remember me, do you? How could I possibly forget? That's your real name, huh? Yomiel. That's right. Those people on the you know were calling you Cecil. That's just an alias I was using for my deal with them. I didn't see any need to tell them my real name. Could you do me a favor? Would you let me ask you some questions? I've been trying to find out my true identity all night. Sure, go ahead. I'm sure there's plenty we can still tell you. Right, Detective Jowd? Right. All this time, huh? 10 years ago, you were a top systems engineer, weren't you? Yeah, top Pomeranian. Character that doesn't know anything because the game needs to explain it. I mean, that's fair for it to be a dog. Well, it's kind of hard to explain to a dog, but it's a person who's good at using computers, in a manner of speaking. I don't mean to brag. Oh wait, I don't mean to brag, but I was one of the best in the industry. That's how I got roped into joining that project. Project? What project? It was a project aimed at reorganizing the nation's top secret information. The goal was to build a new system using multi-dimensional programming theory. What the fuck is that? I was asked to join in the project by an agent of the government. Yeah, top Pomeranian. To me, it just sounded like another challenging job. However, this project was also the target of a secret plot. I bet you can imagine the kind of crime that the nation's top secrets might attract. I never thought for the life of me I'd have to deal with spies. It was never made public, but every organization in the country moved on this one. And then one day, the name of a certain programmer emerged as a suspect. Okay, so now we finally get this. I was the guy who built the core of the system. The police arrested you, and then that incident happened. You escaped from the interrogation room and took little Lynn as a hostage. By the way, Detective Jowd, when was it that I was proven innocent? About 6 months after your death. I'm so sorry, Yomiel. You don't seem so sorry. 10 years ago. Inseki. That's Comet, isn't it? No. So you say it's Comet. Inseki is meteorite, maybe, I think. My soul was split from my body, and I lost everything. I was sealed in eternal darkness. I existed in this world, no question about that. Hold on. I missed that line. But nobody noticed my presence. Okay, it just like bugged out. It showed the line like before it showed. What good were my power? They didn't help anybody. Not even the passage of time could heal my pain. But you literally live. Sorry, I failed to see the downside of this. You live forever now. In fact, it only made it worse. I guess you're like a wanted criminal, but like you literally have superpowers and you're immortal. Like, I don't know. To me, it seems like an insane buff. But whatever. I wanted to disappear, but I wasn't even allowed to do that. The way Lynn described it is exactly right, sinking slowly toward the bottom of an endless sea. An overwhelming feeling of loneliness and despair, and I wanted all of you to suffer what I was suffering. I guess you just wanted to live your life, not really become an immortal ghost. And so that's why you murdered Alma. That's right. I wanted you to know what it was like to lose everything you cared about. I wanted you to feel the same pain I felt. I mean, there's no sympathy here, obviously. What? What? Sorry. I mean, like, they failed to make a... It was a twisted wish of a mind poisoned by infinite loneliness. And then, as I was plotting my revenge, I had an idea. I came up with a plan to use these powers of mine to make a deal. Oh yeah, you couldn't possess your body at the beginning, I remember. You could only possess little animals. That's fine. The deal? There's something I just don't understand about that deal. I'm sure your powers would be very valuable to them, but what will you get out of the deal? A new life. Life? I asked them for two conditions. Number one was that they helped me with my revenge plot. The second was a rebirth for me. Rebirth, a new beginning, eh? I didn't care if it was a fake life, an artificial life. I just wanted a physical receptacle for my soul, a name, an identity, an everyday life. I wanted to grow old in a society that would accept you can't grow old. And finally, I wanted to die surrounded by a loving family. That's the kind of life I asked them for. A completely man-made life. That's right, I knew I couldn't hope for anything more than that. To make it all come true, I knew it would take a lot of money and a lot of power. That's why I decided to ask the national government to help me, and their response in the end was betrayal. They were making their moves much more carefully than I suspected. They sent spies to this country and researched my powers on their own, and they even figured out what Temsit was all about. And you had no idea they were doing all this. Not at all, I was a fool. So then, why did they go to all the trouble of making a deal with you? Why didn't they just steal a hunk of the Temsit meteorite from the park? They couldn't. Huh? After the manipulator incidents, research was conducted in this country too. A report was submitted to their government about the source of the manipulator's power. By Inspector Cabanilla and the old pigeon guy, eh? At first, the government didn't believe the report. But then, they decided to put the park under surveillance just in case. Surveillance, huh? It just looks like an ordinary peaceful park, but there are armed agents there at all times. Don't tell me that odd leaflet guy is one of them. No, not him. He's just a plain old odd person. Okay. That park is like a silent battlefield on an international scale. So that's why they couldn't steal the Temsit meteorite. Lately, under the pretense of building a housing site, they've been working on a plan to destroy that park in order to secure the Temsit meteorite. And lately, under the pretense of building a housing site, they've been working on a plan to destroy that park in order to secure the Temsit meteorite. So that's it, eh? So the upshot of your grand deal was this, eh? Yeah, it's the ending I deserve. But at least there's one thing you must be happy about. What's that? You've managed to seal me away at the bottom of the sea forever. Well, shall we get started? Started with what? Bringing Detective Jowd back to life, of course. What? What good will that do now? But we promised Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla would save them. And we can't do that without you, Detective Jowd. I've been guided by fate tonight to this place. I won't give up now. Alright, fine. Let's see where it leads us. Here we go then, back to 4 minutes before your death. Bringing the gang back. So, where are we headed? We're not headed anywhere, detective. What? There was only enough fuel on board to launch us away, detective. We will run out soon, and that will be our destination, detective. What are you talking about? That would mean that you're trapped here too. Not real. By the way, I am not human, detective. I am a remote-controlled robot, detective. What? Your country's use of technology is just plain off. We get that a lot, detective. Finally, I can give this character a proper voice. Why would you go to all the trouble to do this? Go, whatever that means. That's nothing but a shell there. It's hardly a threat anymore. Commander Sith likes to provide against any possibility, no matter how small, detective. Possibility? What are you talking about? There is no need for you to know, detective. Smackus. Danganronpa machine gun from the ceiling. Now it is time to say goodbye, detective. In the end, your fate remains the same, it seems, detective. Scottish grr. Camera, forgive me. Gun. But no blood, of course. We can't raise the rating of this game any further. It isn't over yet. It isn't. Remember what that big masked man said. Any possibility, no matter how small. Possibility. In other words, there must be a chance here somewhere. The possibility of turning the situation around. Turnabout. Yakten. Are you gonna save the life of this man after killing his wife in some cruel twist of fate? Huh? What is it, detective? Look at Yomiel's shell. There's no arm emanating from his body. Of course there isn't. The Temsik fragment's gone. Could this change in his shell give us some kind of lead? This is me? I figured it out. I know what this possibility, no matter how small it is, that they're afraid of. What is it? My time was perpetually stopped thanks to the power of Temsik. His body cycled between the moment that separated his life and death. Right, but not anymore. The Temsik fragment's been taken away. Exactly. So what does that mean? I get it. Your body won't come back to life anymore. The moment the Temsik fragment was removed, my shell became a regular corpse. So let's see, that means we can go back to 4 minutes before your death. But wait a minute, exactly when is that death? We'll find out when we get there. 10 years ago. Holy shit. Now this is Steins Gate. I fell back through the cracks of time for what seemed like forever, and then I saw it. The final death at the end of this long night. This is what I hoped for, man. Who exactly am I? I've already seen all of the clues. All I have to do now is remember. I don't know any of the clues. I have no clue who I am. The final journey to the truth starts now. We're not stopping. We have to finish it now. The last episode, long episode, it wouldn't make sense to end it here. Finish the game. The final chapter. But I'll put a slash marker here anyway and tell people to like and subscribe just in case. Final chapter, let's go! Where was Yomiel's death? It was 10 years ago when the Temsik meteorite fell. Face down. Ass up. We traveled back in time, and now we're here at the scene of that death. The start of it all is about to replay itself. No! There's a murder going on. You've got headphones on. What are you doing? Hold it! Give it up. You really think you can outrun me? Now just calm down and drop that weapon. Stay back. If you come any closer, I'll shoot her. Huh? Oh, a kitten. Sure, you might get hurt. A kitten, huh? Is the kitten Ray? The paradox is about to begin. But what the fuck do we do about this, huh? Cinema. Are you okay? You're alright now. Are you hurt? You saved me, mister. I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you. What's your job, mister? Me? I'm a police detective. My life has changed forever. So that's the Thameset meteorite, eh? It's beautiful looking at it from this angle. Changed all of our fates completely. We can't stop Thameset from falling from the sky, but we might be able to protect you from that fragment and save your life. That would, yeah, saving your life would save his wife's life, would save my life. I don't know. What's the matter, Detective Joe? To be perfectly honest, I'm scared. If that meteorite fragment doesn't get him, I'm pretty sure I would have shot him. But don't the memories of this, like how everything come back? So if we change this fate, wouldn't they 10 years ago remember everything that we've lived all the 10 years up until this point? Wouldn't everyone know that we've connected? At least, what's his fucking name? I don't remember. Linian? Oh, that's Sisu Yomiel. That's the one. At least Yomiel would know, right? I can accept that. What I did is inexcusable. No, what I did is inexcusable. No matter how the future might change, that fact will never go away. Will never go away. If my fate is to die here, then I accept that. This will be our last battle against fate. Beyond that will be a new future. Doug is still here, of course. I mean, this was the... We just had to go back, man. We had to go back. Alright. Now, how are we gonna save you? If Lynn would just wander off somewhere, that would solve everything. But the sweet potato is almost ready. She's not gonna budge from that spot. But you know, it makes me wonder. A little girl all alone in the park, listening to music and roasting a sweet potato. Why the fuck is she doing that? What kind of childhood did this girl have? Doesn't everybody roast sweet potato in the park? No, bro. Well, we can swap the sweet potato with some big ass thing. There ain't shit for us to do yet. Yeah, hold it. My bullet is lay fired. Examining the sweet potato. What in the world is this thing? Oh boy, you even forgot what a sweet potato is. It's a roasted root vegetable. It's good. There's nothing like them on a cold winter's day. Can dogs eat sweet potato? I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking. It really startled her. You even made her drop her sweet potato. I know how much this girl loves her food too. Anyway, at least her fate has changed, albeit ever so slightly. The game gave it to me on that one. It's rocking, hold. Oh, we're in here. But I can't reach anything from here. Please don't do that. Even if you did wake her up, what good would that do at the moment? Yeah, but what the fuck do I do, man? I don't see anything that can be swapped. These nozzles are the same, maybe, but like... yeah, you can't swap anything. Not that I see, at least. Gee, okay, meteorite time. Change the fragment's path somehow. There has to be a way. I thought we'd be able to do something. I wonder how he's using the past tense, because the game is telling me there's more to be done. Obviously, we have to put something in there to go up in. Like, that's the only way this thing works out. Obviously. Okay. Anything to do with this in this single section? Okay, we'll have to swap those two things. I see now. But I can't reach them to each other. We have to do something with the 10th fragment instead. That should be easy with our powers. The grand finale. Alright, let's try this one again. I know what I need to do. I need to swap these things. Oh wait, I know. Maybe I know. Hold on. But how do I... I can't reach... Am I supposed to be able to read this? Get to this, reach this, I guess. Okay, that sprays. That's what I was trying to do this, and then I hop you there, and then we do a little A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's Mino. Yeah, the potato and Mino both have the same shape. Yeah, I mean, I know what to do, of course. Well... I can't do anything anymore, because the only way I got over here is using the, I know the way. I just need to, like... I needed to ride it. That's my bad. I always forget sometimes the, like, mise en place of things, you know? Wrong thing. The game did not let me have that one. That's fair enough. I deserve it. So like, you can't change it from here, but you can change it now. We're riding the potato. There we go. There's the intended result. Oh look, the lamppost is bending. But it hasn't broken yet. It really is a wonder it hasn't snapped. It just might hold out for a little while longer. If I recall, the Thameslink fragment smashed through the glass lantern on its way down. But if Minos sits firmly in its way, then fate should change. Well, let's see. Yeah. Don't worry, Missile. I think we're ready for it. If anything can get in the way, that ugly monster can. Ouch. Anyway, now the fragment's path ought to change. I bet now it'll kill somebody else, right? We'll have to keep doing this and try and find a proper solution. If there really Iron's Gate in this bitch. Boink! But it's only deflected it a bit. There, how's that? Look, the fragment's course, it changed a little. No, Yomiel's fate should really change. Wait a minute, take another look at the fragment's trajectory. Now there's change. What's in it? What's in his path? In his path. No! And his cock. He shouldn't die, though, should he? Detective Jout! The Thameslink fragment shot through his leg. What? But the cruel twist of fate weren't over yet. Just one liner on the dimmy. Come on, put it down. Huh? Jout, put the gun down now. If you don't, you're going to shoot him. I don't know if it's his detective training or what, but even though he's shaking from the pain, the gun doesn't waver. Put the gun down! No! I knew it. This is my true fate. In the end, I stole his life away with my own hands. I won't let that happen. Missile! The bullet is stopped in mid-air. Let's swap it with something. What? With what? Detective Joe, the meteorite fragment is what made you pull the trigger. We won't let you become a murderer. We have to prove that murder isn't the detective's true fate. I have to stop this bullet. There must be something with the same shape as a bullet around here. The sweet potato. Well, he still died, though. Oh no, we stopped the bullet, but we still couldn't save him. That's not true. My fate of getting pierced through the bat might not have changed, but I'm still alive. What? I'm not dead, I'm just unconscious. Okay, so your fate of death has changed, but still, this fate is just too painful to watch in every sense. I don't think so. As long as I'm alive, that's good enough for me. But we were overlooking one thing. The wheel of fate was still slowly turning. Oh dear. Wake up! You got to get out of there! Damn it, my leg won't work. It's all over. We're out of time. Miss Lynn! It's not over yet. But there isn't anything else to swap with. Why don't we just let it play out and then try to find another way next time? But we don't have a corpus in the future, man. The corpus is going to be 10 years ago in the past now, so it'll all be messed up. Even if she dies, all you have to do is possess her corpse, and then you can redo her last 4 minutes as many times as it takes. No, I won't do that. Why not? Sure, the fact of her death would be erased, but her memory of it would remain, like a scar on her psyche. I won't let that happen, not if I can help it. But what can we do now? Even if we work together. It's your time to shine. I think there might be something that can be done. What is it? What can Cecil and I do? Don't forget, I'm here too. With 3 kinds of powers among us, we ought to be able to fight this battle against the fate of death. Yomiel. Cecil, your power is manipulating objects. Use your power to manipulate this. Huh? I don't get it. Just trust me. Let's go. Now, gather your strength and make a spray as if your life depended on it. Oh, I'm dead though. In that case, make a spray as if your death depended on it. Give it your all. And remember, you'll only have a split second. Get right now, do it. Got it. Now it's your turn, Missile. What? Me? Well, what can I do? I think you know the answer to that. Okay, got it. You can swap them. That hunk of concrete will go back to its original position. But even if I swap them, it'll still be right above Miss Lynn. Don't worry. Okay, I'll do it. I'll swap them. It's no use. We can't stop that horrible meat now. What can we do now? I don't see how gaining a second or two helped. Oh, it helped alright. Those few seconds were exactly what I wanted. Last up, it's my turn. Your turn. Him. You know what my power is, right? I can manipulate living creatures. Wait a minute, you mean... That's right, I'm gonna save that little girl. Save her by manipulating my own unconscious body. Ye gods. Ah, you're awake. Hey, mister, is your knee okay? She became British later. It's fine. Huh? Oh, it'll be fine. It's just a scrape. I'm lucky it wasn't a fatal hit. But the main thing is that you're not hurt. You saved me, mister. I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you. What's your job, mister? Me, I'm a police detective. History remains the same. But she's got nothing to pursue anymore. Do you think you could go call the police for me? I think you could do it quicker than I could. But... What's that? This is a detective's badge. We give them to children who've been very brave. Is that true? I don't think so. A detective's badge? T-pose for the badge. Thanks. Okay, you know what to do, little detective. Are you alive? Yeah, sadly. Hang on, help is coming. What made you do such a reckless thing? To be perfectly honest, I don't really know. When I came to, my body was already moving all by itself. It's as if somebody else was controlling me. I say, but you know, I'm glad it happened. Hey, mister. I found this kitten. It was over there. Come to think of it, I just saw it a few minutes ago. It's probably a stray. It's kind of limp. Is it okay? I don't know. I think it's unconscious. That's funny. It doesn't look like it's injured or anything. Poor little kitty. How about if I take it to my house and look after it? Would you like to come home with me, little kitten? It's a big-ass kitten. Well, it looks like his fate just changed in a big way. Whose fate? They're kittens, of course. Sissels? We were a cat the whole time. Sissel? The name Sissel echoes in my head. That's my real name. These long, lonely 10 years. You were my one and only friend. It's a Detective Pikachu thing. How about it? Do you remember now? Old friend. We're a cat. I think I finally remember. 10 years ago, I was a little kid that wandered into this park. I was weak and all alone in the world. But won't that fate change now? Maybe, maybe not. Somebody, please look at me. Who the fuck is Ray? Somebody, please reach a hand out to me. I just only died at the time. I'd lost everything, my life, my memory. My body wouldn't move anymore, but I still managed to reach out a hand to him. The next thing I knew, my soul had transferred to the Black Kitten. With no recollection of who I was, I lived as a cat with you for a while. With you? After a while, the man regained his memory. I went back to being just a cat, and then the man got his body back. Okay, I see how this was all arranged. That's why we don't... Oh my god, my only complaint about the game's like, why does... Oh my god, it actually made sense the whole time. It's not a fucking human. Of course it doesn't know all these concepts. Jesus. I was like, that's weird. You know what? Fuck it. You got me on that one. Very rarely does a game get my ass. You got my ass. There was somebody I just had to go see just one more time. Just one more time. I took control of my body and hurried to her house. But I was just a little too late. I had just missed her as she left this world. She left me a note that said, "I'm coming to you, Yumio." Female cat. Sounds like Solid Snake though. We remember ourselves, so now we changed. The man named me Sissel. It was the name of something important he had lost, along with his life. His fiancée. He told me about it once, but I didn't understand what it was. Those 10 years were very happy for me, but they weren't happy for the man. There was nothing I could do for him. For 10 years I wandered through the darkness with no particular place to go. As time passed, my powers gradually changed. At first I could only manipulate small creatures and objects, but then after a while I could manipulate people. That's when the darkness inside me deepened and I started to get a little twisted. I mean, I suppose it would. I wanted light. Distorted artificial light. But what's this deal for? When I got my revenge on Lynn, I would see that light. Or at least, that's what I tried to believe. I left my old self buried in that junkyard and walked away. So is this like a cohabitation situation? The black cat? I was possessing Sissel then. It wouldn't look very much like a murder if the corpse got up and walked away after all. So you buried the body of your old friend. Sissel was inside that bag I was carrying tonight. I had no intention of leaving my friend behind in this country when I left. But then, when I went to possess his body, I realized something horrible. What was that? Sissel there inside the bag was dead. The other bullet killed him. Here we go, all loose ends. The first bullet didn't hit anything, or so I thought. But it did hit something, didn't it? It hit Sissel inside that bag. Yes, that's when I lost my life. Right there in the presence of Temsic radiation. And that's when I got my powers of the dead, my ghost tricks. I think I understand it now. Why I was the only one who couldn't get his memory back. Now I'm doing Firecracker from The Boys. I don't know why. It was because I thought that corpse was me. It was the only corpse I could see at the time after all. But as it turns out, it wasn't the only dead body. My true death was hiding just behind that corpse. In plain sight, bro, in plain sight. Now that I think about it, do you remember what you said? That you knew all along about me saving Lynn tonight? If you knew, why didn't you try to stop me? It was simple. Because I couldn't, even if I wanted to. Huh? Why not? Remember the thing about individual differences in the powers we get? I can control all kinds of things, from the living to the dead, but even so, there are some things that you can do that I can't. You mean? I can't even rewind time, let alone change the fate of a death. If I could do those things, I would have saved your life. Not only that, but I never would have just let my fiancé stay dead like that. But you're here 10 years in the past now. There's thanks to your powers. I just tagged along with you. In any case, now the starting point of this entire tragedy has changed dramatically, altering fate. The fate of your death, the kitten Sissel's fate, and I can just bet you the fate of the women you love has changed too. Yes, I believe you're right. So, this was the last fate to be averted, eh? So, Yomiel, it looked like your plan for revenge ended in failure. Yes, and I'm glad too. I think I kind of understand now what you've been feeling these 10 years. She understood. She shed tears for me. That's when my revenge was over. She saved me from the darkness. Well, I guess it's time we got back. A new 10 years later was just born. Right? We should get back to our new present. I can't wait to see Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla again. So these past 10 years would now vanish. Well, not completely. The memories of all of us here will remain, including the memory of what I did, my crime. Oh wait, other way. What I did, my crime. That's the way this game of the dead works, eh? And no matter what the reason, there's no denying the fact that I took Lynn hostage and tried to point a gun at her. I have no intention of running away from that either. The most inexcusable crime in my new life. I would run away from it. I think you've been through a lot. Hey, Sissel. Yes? When we go back, our fates will no longer be interconnected. It will be like we never met. So before that happens, I just want to say one thing. Tonight, I stole away your life with my own hands. I'm truly sorry. That's already a thing of the lost past. Our fates have changed now. Right, Yomiuri? Thank you, Sissel. I'm so very glad I met you. Me too, Yomiuri. Sissel, are we ever going to see each other again? We couldn't stand it if we weren't. Don't worry, Missile. I bet we'll see each other again someday. 10 years from now, our paths are sure to cross. This is so Steins Gate. When did this game? 2010? Steins Gate was what, 2008? 2009. Xbox 360, huh? Ghost Trick was 2010. Okay, so like, interesting, huh? We'll just have to wait until then. So I'll never forget you. I'll never forget you either, valiant little doggy. Apparently. Well, it looks like you come to live with me now. So let's be at home, little black cat. Home, huh? That sounds good, Detective Jowd. I thought it was a person the whole time, but you know what? Maybe the dog can speak. Whatever. We all witnessed the birth of a new beginning, and now we're each going back to our own new present. But we all remember, so it's kind of fucked up. But cool. We said goodbye to the parts of our stories that will be lost. Believe you that someday our paths will all cross again. Wait! Who said wait? Oh. Pausing the clock for a second. Somebody's telling me wait. Thank me? Oh, Ray. Before I see who... I did not give Ray a voice, I think. Before I cease to exist. Oh, it's you. Yes, it is I, Ray, in case you have forgotten again. Thanks to you, everything has turned out as I had hoped. I'm really grateful to you, Sissel. But thank you. He's Italian, I guess. But don't forget, I was only on a journey to find my own last memory. Yes, I know that. I know all about you. Can I ask you a question, Ray? I want to know, who exactly are you? Fair enough, I will tell you. I knew it must have been him, no? Like in another attempt. Let me tell you about another version of tonight's events. Ghost Trick Zero. You changed the fates of many people tonight, the first of which was hers. Splunkus? If you had not been there for her tonight, her fate would have been to die in that lonely spot on the outskirts of town. If that had occurred, what do you suppose would have happened? I don't know what his voice is like, every accent in one. I don't know what's happening. Let me tell you a story. The story of a little creature. I don't know, we have time for that. After they stole her life that night, they broke into her apartment. So this is a world without us, maybe. Yeah. They stole the wooden blocks from the ceiling hiding place and left. And in the process, two little dead bodies were left behind. However, the little fellow's spirit lived on. He desperately reached out his paw towards his mistress, and that's when a miracle occurred. Amalgamate. What? Look at that, the powers of the dead, but how? He didn't really understand it himself, not yet anyway, but with all you know now, I bet you understand it, do you not? Hey, wait a minute! That's right. He died to sense the aura of that strange energy. But unfortunately, with his mega powers, he was unable to save his little mistress. There just wasn't anything he could do with only the power to swap objects. He needed the power to manipulate objects in order to save the little lady. The little fellow chased after the man, but there was still wasn't anything he could do. In the end, he was left behind with the man in red in the deep, deep sea. And then he went back. He went back to the world of 10 years before, to the moment of the man in red's death. What? But that power, wasn't that only our power? Since when did Dog have the power? Or is this just like... I'm a bit confused now, but let's let it run. He decided to wait it out. He decided to wait until that night came again. And that's the other version of the story of this night. It's all Steins Gate. A story that has taken these 10 years to be retold. So that was you, huh? Mistletoe, but old as fuck. Literally Mistletoe, but old as fuck. That's right. I'm Missile. 10 years is a very long time in dog years. You couldn't change the fate of these people on your own, so you decided to wait those 10 years out. Exactly, and then at last that frightful night rolled around again. And you swapped things to make this happen? Is that what I'm understanding? By this time I had grown old and my powers were weak, so I decided I needed to find somebody to help me this time around. Somebody who possessed different powers than me. But wait a second, you were able to manipulate that desk lamp. Over the course of the long years, my powers changed. My ability to swap objects weakened, but I became able to manipulate small objects. But in that case, why didn't you cooperate with yourself? Because I couldn't. From watching the man in red, I found that there were individual differences in our powers. I couldn't do any of the things he could do, like travel through the telephone lines, for example. What? It may not seem like much, but it's a very important power, especially if you're trying to chase somebody. But there's something I don't understand. You knew from the very beginning that I had that power. How did you know so much about me? Why wouldn't I? After all, we had met before, on that night the first time around. We what? We met before. From listening to the conversation of the two intruders to the apartment, I learned that Miss Lynn had lost her life at that junkyard on the edge of town. I followed the Goldsworld past to the junkyard and came across an incredible scene. I was bouncing on it. Imagine, if you will, there in the darkness, a twisting and swiveling desk lamp. It made my fur stand on end, I can tell you. That was me. So I was shot that night the first time around as well. You had lost your memory that time too. You had just died and you felt confused. You declined to cooperate with me. I what? I just want to find my own last memory. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. That's what you said. And then you disappeared, away over the telephone line. And then what? I'm really sorry I didn't help you. That's why I decided that this time I would use that desire of yours to our mutual advantage. Mutual advantage? The only thing you were interested in was finding your own lost memory. If I could guide you along the right path to doing that, we would both benefit. And namely, the right path would be the path to the man in red, to Yumiel. So by I guess my question is, okay, the power to, okay, no, I understand it. In that, I get it all now. It all, like, it makes enough sense to me that I don't question it anymore. In the first universe, in Universe 0, the stray bullet that killed the cat the cat, aka us, was not interested in anything except finding out their own identity and just immediately ran, right? But did not cooperate and so was lost, effectively speaking. But, and because of that, Yomiel was still able to go around and was present at the killing of Mistle, but because he was present, the fragment of the meteorite was present as well, which gave the same powers of time travel as the as we have, which is how he was able to go back 10 years. That's a crazy gamble, though. And then I give you a time limit. Time limit? That's right. As you know, I said you only had until tomorrow morning. If I hadn't done that, you wouldn't have found the truth tonight. Found out. And the man in red would have been sealed away at the bottom of the sea forever. If that had happened, it would have all been over. So it was an arbitrary time limit. Okay. Then you mean that thing about ceasing to exist? Oh, that's completely made up. That's naughty of me. I mean, like, otherwise, how could you have existed, right? But I just wanted you to use your time wisely. Oh boy. I hate to admit it, but this little doggy really outsmarted me in every way. Let's just call it the wisdom that comes with age. That's devious, bro. That's real devious. And now it's time to say farewell. These past 10 years will cease to exist, and with them, so will I. Mistle, I believed in you. I always knew you could do it, and so you did. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. So he is this time. He is, I get it. Mistle. So you waited and waited these 10 long years. All for the sake of your two ladies, Lynn and Camilla, eh? Of course, because that's what doggies do. Now then, farewell, Sissel. And they did like the classic cat, self-interested cat versus overly loyal dog bit. That's what they did. It's the whole plot. And so the story of a single night came to an end. Nobody but us knew what had already happened in this town tonight. I made my way back to a new present. But this Mistle and that Mistle are not from the same continuity. So the memories won't be shared, I think. Because that Mistle's not the one coming back. Huh? How come it's dark? Can't click anymore, can I? I'll just turn on the lights. I'll just turn on the lights here. Maybe that's what's going on. I'll just turn on the lights here. Oh, here we go again. But this time, birthday. There's no bullet there to be shot. Were you surprised? You bet I was. You nearly scared me to death. Pirouette. Yippee! It worked! But it's not even my birthday today. It was my mom's birthday the day before yesterday. I made this surprise for her, but it came out so bad I wanted to use it again. Look at this, a happy ending. That's alright, Lynn. After all, we're celebrating the birth of your new position as detective, right? Really? Thank you, Detective Jowd. Dad, you're home. Hi, Camilla. Let me introduce you. This is Lynn. She was just assigned to the detective division today. They've not met before this? Hi, Camilla. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Lynn. Congratulations on becoming a detective. Huh? Is something wrong? I feel like I know you. You have one of those badges too? Oh, this? Yeah, I have one just like it. My dad just gave it to me the other day. But yours looks a lot older than mine, though. How long are you going to keep wearing that toy badge, Lynn? Until I get my real one. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? To me, this is the symbol of a real detective. This has been 10 years since then, hasn't it? Who would have guessed you'd actually become a detective one day? When you gave me this badge, I just knew. I knew it was my destiny somehow. Destiny, eh? Now that I'm a detective, I'll find out where that destiny will lead me. Haha, that you will, that you will. Meow. Oh, hello. Don't tell me you're that same little kitten. That's right, the very one. You know what? This is a very, very special cat. He's 10 years old, but he's still a kitten. Still a kitten. Oh, we're ageless because of the stone. Yep, he never got any bigger or anything. Wow, what a mysterious little fellow. I know, right? His name is Sissel. Sissel. That's familiar. It's exactly that. I think Sissel likes you, Lynn. The living mother. Alright, everyone. No, the one-time voice. Alright, everyone. Let's start the celebration. Okay, Mom. Meow. I bet you're just like me. Your destiny led you here somehow too. Meow. And so we meet again, Sissel. But do they remember? I guess they do. From just that single night as a human, I got a glimpse into their world and I learned something. Cat food tastes like shit. Their fates, their lives, they were all interconnected, somewhere, somehow, in some way. And now, this is my new fate. Endless life as a kitten. Credits? Would be a good time for credits. These big eaters. I guess I really am a cat. It suits me just fine to curl up and watch the strange and beautiful patterns of their lives as they unfold. And it looks like I'll have plenty to watch here for quite a while. Credits. Oh, I get to do my voices. He does a classic Ace Attorney end of game credits. Every voice I've ever done here. Happy birthday to our lovely Lynn. Like I said, it is my birthday. Hey, Missile, I thought I asked you to stay home and guard the fort. But birthdays are for celebrating together with friends and loved ones. Nothing like it, baby. Long ass noodle. Actually, not that long for noodles. Where am I? Oh, I'm up there. I see that. Oh no, it's dancing. It's dancing, God. I'm not voicing you, buddy. Du, 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 du. You don't get voices. Out of spite. Haha. Thoughts on game? Good game. Hey, it's Itchy Boss. Hey, weren't you a spy? Are you still working? You quit your job as a spy or what? And why are they serving you chicken at the bar table? What are you doing here, Memory? I heard you were gonna be picking new members for the Special Investigation Unit today. How to job again, just like eavesdrop. My itchy ass souls. Oh, you have no idea the lengths I'd go to reach my goals? No, I'm just making shit up at this point, don't worry about me. No. I did not give all of these. Da-da-da. It's not exotic, it's the same chicken you've always cooked, buddy. Turmeric, coriander, cumin, and fenugreek. I mean, yeah, those are pretty standard curried chicken. Yeah, man, that's how you get flavor. Oh boy, I don't think I could eat another night. Just who exactly is this very best customer anyway? It's me. Oh, it's Longman. Mm-hmm. 20 kilograms of gunpowder, just like it said. Wait a minute, 20 kilograms? I thought it was 20 grams. And they died. And he also died. It was a little clunky in terms of swapping, and like it felt like I was sometimes fighting the swapping, and it was a little contrived. Oh, there we go. We got to see this bunch again. See, these were fun characters. Meanwhile, the guards were just annoying to me. Then again, the indiscretions of a minister. Yeah, she wants to fuck the prime minister still, but that's fine. Nothing wrong with doing that, I guess. These fucks, to this day, inexplicable, just straight up villainous blue people. God. Keep it together, man. Are you trying to give me a case of the vapors? I believe I nearly died of fright just now. Great music, of course. I mean, doesn't need to be said. But is out of prison. Love, peace, and pigeons. Long live rock and roll. I'm not doing this shit. Thank you. Start the path, charging admission. Here we go. Oh, those are different people. This bunch. These were the ones who pissed me off. They're freeing, your meal. Yeah, yes, me. I am the one getting tired of seeing you do that. The McDonald's staff. I'm just messing with you. It's gonna be of the cat, surely. 10 long years, you mule, your time's up today. The young lady always comes to visit you, is waiting outside. Thank you, sis. I mean, it's about as good of an approximation of the kind of story that you can get. From how short the game is, all things considered, it's pretty concise in the story, like the complexity of the story. I'll say that. There were some sections that dragged on a little bit, but apart from that. Yo, widescreen. That's nice. But I think it kept it fairly reasonable. I think, you know what, the game would have been a lot better if they had given us these multiple like ghost modes much quicker and a few more. Now I understand, like, well, they were dealing with the scope of like DS development 15 years ago. It's not really something that you could be so flexible about, right? They sort of did what it's a miracle that came out, etc., blah blah blah. But like, if I'm coming at it from this perspective, I think I would much rather. Yo, Janet Su, shout out my goat, the Ace Attorney localizer as well, a name I do know. But you get what I mean, right? I think if you're from a gameplay perspective, to keep it fresh, those modes would have been much better if you were to do it with the modern like framework. You would have the structures of the levels be a lot more filled out, but empty at the same time, right? I think what pissed me off sometimes a bit irrationally, you can say, is sometimes levels will just have like, it was sort of clearly contrived to give you one solution. Like, if you could make levels that could have multiple ways to solve to get to the same solution, I think it would have made it much more interesting as well, right? And that, like, you could make a Ghost Trick 2, like, same universe, different characters, maybe. I don't know. Or like a spiritual successor, I don't know, something like within the same style if you wanted to. And you could really tighten up on the actual story front, focus a lot more on that, because the most interesting parts of it weren't really like, you know, it was very backloaded, I'll say that, 100%, right? Like, a huge chunk of the middle was just sort of like, you know, it is what it is. But that's fine, I think. Like, for what it wasn't so bad. But you can sort of, like, it makes you, I think it's, the good thing is it makes you care about the characters, right? You care about Lynn, you know, you have a, I think they did a good job with the mystery a little bit. I think they placed a bit, odd points of emphasis, for example, like the 10 years ago thing. I guess it's also because we're playing from the perspective of a cat and we don't know it, and that's like, they played the long con with a mystery and it did pay off. And so in that sense, I wonder if it, like, they were sort of going for something that could only have worked in this way, right? But I think they could have dropped a few more hints. I'm sure there were some, obviously, right? But you could have certainly done well enough to drop a few more, and like, I think you could have ramped up to the ending reveals in a lot more fanfare. It felt a little bit sudden, even though it was good. But overall, I still think it's like pretty solid little journey, in my opinion. If I was to run it back, I would if I was to play this on my own, I would 100% have just emulated it on DS. Or indeed just like put it into my real DS, but using that for the speed up to like get past some of these like time dragging sequences, you know. But apart from that, I had a good time. So that's the end of Ghost Trick. Let me know if you have any suggestions on other games that I might want to check out. I've already played all the Ace Attorneys, so that's not going to be on a stream thing, unfortunately. But yeah. That's what I got for you this time. See you next time. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this playthrough. See ya.